Oh, hello and welcome to another Ice Age themed episode of the Tetsu Towers Collection TikTok series in celebration of the release of the trailer of Prehistoric Planet Ice Age. I'm talking about various Ice Age mammals that are in the collection here. And again, I want to talk about woolly mammoths. And I want to talk about one woolly mammoth figure in particular. And as you might have guessed, it's this massive model slash toy. No, it's really not a toy. This is the Aurora 1972 woolly mammoth kit. Now, the Aurora figures are pretty well known if you know anything about the history of model or kit prehistoric animals. Aurora made little tiny models all the way down to this kind of scale. There's a little Styracosaurus, all the way up to this giant figure. They came in boxes. The small ones came in boxes that size. The big ones, well, as you can imagine, came in a box sort of similar in size to a shoebox, but shallower. And they came in pieces, and you had to slot them together. They came with a base and with like a little information panel. This woolly mammoth came in 29 different pieces, and you had to bolt it all together. It came with a display stand superficially similar to this one. Now, this is actually the Beast of the Mesozoic T-Rex, big T-Rex stand. The woolly mammoth would have come with one kind of similar to that, but larger. And of course, I'm referring to this in the past tense because obviously this is a second-hand one that I got at a pretty low price online. I don't have an original, complete one. And this one has been in the wars. It's been broken quite a bit, and it's got various breaks on it. Bits of it are held together with sellotape. Its tusks have been glued in, and they've been glued in at probably the wrong angle. They're not meant to be quite like this. And I also think that the trunk has been attached upside down, because what we're looking at here is the underside of the trunk, and what we're looking at here is the upper surface or dorsal surface. You can see the transverse creases. The trunk is actually meant to be like raised up in an S shape here. I'm not going to fix it because it's actually been glued in place. It's a pretty impressive looking model. Now, despite first being released in 1972, it was popular enough over the years that it was released multiple times, again several times during the 80s, into the 90s, all the way up to, there was a release in 2000. I think there was also one in the 2020s, but I'm not sure about that. During the later part of the run, the Aurora figures became rebranded due to the ownership of the company. They're called Revel figures after about 2000. As you can see, it's really not bad. Like, accuracy wise, it's pretty good in proportions. There's a couple of things that are arguable. You could say the eyes are too large for an elephant. The toenails are too prominent. They would be mostly concealed by some of the hair on the feet. And based on what we now understand about the microscopic structure of woolly mammoth hairs, this dark chocolate brown color probably is too dark. Woolly mammoths were probably more kind of like lighter brown. They might have been mottled. They might have had kind of like a far messier look than this. It does have a mobile head. I've got to be quite gentle with it. It's also got mobile limbs. You can see that it is arranged to be in this sort of like striding forward pose. And if it was on the original base, it would sort of be walking at kind of like an upcline, with its front part higher than its back part. But what a great figure to have. It is the biggest woolly mammoth I have. And if you are a collector or at all knowledgeable about model animals, you'll know that another woolly mammoth figure of about this size does now exist. I'm talking about the beasts of the Cenozoic woolly mammoth adults, which I don't yet have. I don't know that I ever will, given that it's going to be extremely pricey. But there you go, another one of the woolly mammoths in the collection here. I'm going to be looking at various other Ice Age mammals in other videos, so come back again soon for another Tetsu Towers Collection Ice Age mammal video. See you in the next one.